Number 20.
Number 20 most intriguing Seahawk, Brock. We started off our list with Drew Lock at number 25. Number 24 was the long snapper. Don't forget about him. Chris Stoll. Number 23 is the guy I keep forgetting, was Trey Brown. Number 22 was Derek Young. Number 21 was D. Eskridge, who, by the way, I saw drop a pass thrown directly to him yesterday, and then he made an unbelievable catch a little bit later. So, a little inconsistency. Number 20 on this list.
Oh, okay.
Mike Morris. Mike Morris, number 20 on the list, defensive lineman who they drafted in the 6th round this year. He stands out. If you go to practice, I promise you will notice him. He is taller and bigger than most of the other defensive linemen. He's always talking to anybody around him. He is noisy and fairly entertaining. Pete likes him.
I know he'll be physical and tough. I'm not worried about that, but he needs to get in pads, and get his pads down and get, make sure that a 6'6" guy can get underneath the blocks and stuff like that. But he made a really good impression, and I always like different dimension guys and guys that bring something special. He's unique. He's different than the rest of the guys, and so we'll see if we can find a good spot for him.
There you go. He always likes different dimension guys. That was one of the takeaways from earlier, and that's Mike Morris. I mean, they've asked him to gain weight, which he has certainly been able to do, in order to play more on the inside. And I don't know, when you watch practice, Brock, I don't know whether he's always doing the right thing, but he does not seem like a rookie 6th round pick.
This is going to be one of my questions for Quandre, and I'm going to give him some time to think about it, because I don't know or maybe he'll know immediately. Those players in his career who were good in shorts, but then when the pads came on, were actually unbelievable. I mean, the light bulb went on once the pads went on. Mike Morris is a guy that's going to be very good in shorts. You just heard it from Pete. Now put the pads on and leverage. Now put the pads on and be violent. Now put the pads on, and if you sound like Mike Bennett and you look a little like Mike Bennett and you bounce around here like Mike Bennett, what happened when Mike Bennett put the pads on?
He was a monster.
A monster. Frankenstein.
What pads?
He didn't even need pads.
What happened when Mike Bennett played around other people in pads is what you mean.
Yes. That's what's going to be key for this Mike Morris.
It's pretty hard to avoid the comp, though. I mean, as I mentioned, you just see him walking off the field, talking, and just everybody around him is just constantly laughing.
Never again. Never again. I need Navy SEALs with me next time I go. This dude right here, panicking, twitching all the time. No, never again. Not with.
That was after they did the canoe ride a couple of weeks ago. But, it just seems to be who he is. Kind of deadpan, but also out like...
Why was Mike Bennett undrafted out of Texas A&M?
Odd body size. Tweener.
Tweener.
Bit of a tweener.
Tweener. You're not really an end, right? These ends that are so twitchy because you run 4.9, and I think Mike Bennett was even a 5 flat, but this Mike was a 4.95. But then you're not really a D tackle, a 1 or 3 technique, because you're not 300 plus pounds, right? So you're just kind of a tweener. So then what do you have to be? Man, you have to be a technician with your hands and with your leverage. And I'll be very curious. That scouting department, the personnel department, this is why he fell to the 6th round. He's 6'5", 275, played at Michigan, ran 4.95. That's not usually 6th round material, but it's just because he was a bit of a tweener. And they didn't know what to do at Michigan with him.
He could get to 310, no problem.
I mean, I'm not really fat. If I take off my shirt, you can see the former six-pack that used to be there. So,
you look like you could add 20 more pounds if you needed to.
So right now I weighed in 296 the other day, and I look in the mirror, I'm like, bro, I'm not fat, so it's not really a big deal. So I feel like I put on a lot of muscle and all that. I feel like I could easily be 310 ripped. So I'm really excited for where my body can go.
Remember what they asked him to weigh in? Remember that before the draft that weekend? Okay, stand the scale and send it to us before we take you in the 6th round, because they wanted him from the combine 275 to get to 295, and he did. Now, can you get from 295? Do you want him at 315? Right? Do you want him at 325?
I'm sure they're going to figure out what they want him at, right?
They will. And they will ask him, and then, as I said, it will be the violence with which he can play in pads. That will define the mark he's going to leave. L.J. Collier never became that guy. L.J. Collier was a tweener. Is he an end? Is he a tackle? Let's put on weight. But in the end, you watch him be I don't see enough twitch there. I just don't see enough with it. So that will be the question for Mike Morris. And I like number, what is he, 20?
For.
Intriguing guy, number 20?
Yeah.
I like that.